Wow.
Hello. Good evening. Nice to be in Oldham.
It's great being in Oldham. I get a thrill just riding round here, you know. You know, the trouble with being an impressionist is having someone who's very, very important in your repertoire suddenly die on you. When you've spent years and years working on them.
Yes, take my Boris Karloff, for instance. Yes, he was coming along quite nicely when suddenly he decides to become deceased. Some people just have no consideration.
Then there was my Henry Fonda. I'd been working on him 6 months or so. Almost had him too. Who knows? Maybe if I'd have wobbled around a little more. Waggle my jaw some. Held my shoulder a little lower. God damn it. He'd have still been alive today if he hadn't have started up on his goddamn aerobics program.
And then James Mason came into my life. But it wasn't long before he said goodbye.
And what about me, pop pickers? Have I popped off? Not yet, I've not. Not half.
And there's another problem with being an impressionist, and that's having somewhere to practice. I mean, the Oldham Coliseum's all right, I suppose, but I usually practice in my bathroom. It's the warmest room in the house. It's got a nice mirror. Everything's handy. But the thing is, you've got to do it out loud. It's no good mumbling to yourself. You've got to spurt it out loud. And God knows what the neighbours must think when they hear all these weird noises coming through the wall.
Okay, mister. Trying to run real slow. Unbuckle your gun belt and drop your pants on the floor. This is going to hurt you more than it hurts me.
Get it over with, you crazy varmint. Goddamn double-crossing rattlesnake. You gone and branded me. Looks like we're clean out of Delsey toilet rolls, Marshal.
Okay, Mr. Spencer. Looks like you're gonna have to use the cardboard tube.
No, but honestly, no sooner do I get somebody off to a tea? It's curtains for him, it really is. And of course you've got to introduce the new ones as well.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Griff, and Mel and I have been asked to read out the nominees for the 1986 Academy Awards. Haven't we, Mel?
Yeah. They asked Paul Daniels, but he accidentally fell asleep under a sun lamp and melted.
Serves him right, little shit. Right, get the envelope out, Mel.
Oh, yeah. The envelope. The nominees for the 1986 Academy Awards are as follows. Charles Bronson for his performance in The Return of the Revenge of the Son of the Man in Death Wish 12. Strikes Back even. Okay, which one of you mothersuckers said I look like a gorilla? You know, I just reduced the New York homicide rate by 90%. I moved to San Francisco.
Thank you. Let me have a read, Mel. The next nominee is Jim from Taxi in his amazing guest performance in Coronation Street.
Bet! Give me a packet of Mrs. Walker's crisps. Marijuana flavored.
Thank you, Jim. Thank you. Wonderful stuff. The next nominee is Sylvester Stallone for his dazzling performance in Mental American Mercenary in London.
Hey. Why do I always look like I got a sneeze? I just got back from Tottenham.
Thank you, Sylvester Stallone. And finally, last and least, Burt Lancaster for his wonderful performance in the new Carry On film, Carry On, Moses the Lawgiver.
And the good Lord God in heaven took his children out of the land of Egypt and out of the house of bondage, out into the wilderness for 40 days and 40 nights. Give or take a couple of days either way. And then my brother Aaron came to me filled with anger. And he said unto me,
Oh, excuse me, Moses. I don't want to be rude,
But the children of Israel have asked me to tell you to stop messing about and start making them long. Thank you, Bert Lancaster, thank you. And now the winner. Always the most exciting moment, I always think this, don't you? Reading out the winner. Here goes. The winner for the 1986 Academy Awards is... That wretched Phil Cool must be doing an impersonation of me. This always happens when he takes someone off. Goodbye, Mel. God, where are you? God, can you hear me? God, can you hear me?
Oh yes, I can hear you all right. You're going to like this, but not a lot. So, Paul's a little shit, is he? No use shouting for help, old son. Doris Stokes can't hear you. Right, as a punishment, you are going back to Earth, but as a lower form of life. A much lower form of life. Abracazam. Lower form of life? What's he talking about? What's happening to me?
I can feel a strange transformation. What's happening to my hands? My voice is going different, and I can feel a new expression coming over my face.
Sing along the match with me. Sing along the match with me. Sing.
Whiskers World this week. Takes you to Yates's wine lodge. An alky's paradise. Here at Yates's wine lodge, where the Amaretto sherry doesn't get you. The Bristol cream will. Here at Yates's wine lodge, where just about as far as you can get from the lifestyle of California. And unlike California, here at Yates Brothers, there's no need for such luxury as plastic surgery. Because everybody's ugly.
If you've never been into a Yates's Wine Lodge, you must go in. They're really good places, full of great characters. And the best time to go in is just before closing time on a Saturday night, when there's been a good spillage of wine over the evening. And it's built up to a quarter of an inch thick of tacky, syrupy goo. Which is great for the customers because they can all lean farther before they fall. Listen, mate, I shouldn't be encouraging you to drink, really, because alcohol is strange, dangerous stuff. And alcoholism is a social disease that's always more acceptable in show business for some reason. I mean, let's face it, if you're an alky in any other business, you're a drunken bum.
If you want in show business, it's all right because you're a Hellraiser. Like Oliver Reed.
Good old Ollie. He's calmed down a hell of a lot now that he's got married, you know. He was more interested in domestic pursuits, like stripping paint. I once saw a documentary about Richard Burton. Now, he was a Hellraiser. Poor, could he drink? Wow, he shifted some stuff in his time. Yeah, it was 50 years before he had his first hangover. Man knew it was a bloody good one when it came. And he said he hated theatre audiences. I thought, this is strange, hating theatre audiences. He would have had a hell of a time trying to cope with all the abuse you get thrown at you in some of these bingo-worshipping working men's clubs.
Get off, you prat. You're going down like Bobby Crush on an oil rig. Now get off!
What's his name, Frank? Richard what? Richard Burton? That's a name to remember. Well, remember not to book him again. We don't know what the hell you're yakking on about, pal. Get off! I am feeding caviar to pigs. This vintage wine that should be savoured, going down in swigs, for this is yet another of those nauseating gigs where I am feeding caviar to pigs. My first joke, not a titter, not the flicker of a smile. My next line, so inventive, you missed it by a mile. I'm feeding caviar to pigs. It's stifling my style. But never mind, you all can play your bingo in a while. I am feeding caviar to pigs. A Rembrandt in a junk shop, unrecognized by every Tom, Dick, and Harry, breathing in the smoke from all the cigs. Here, feeding caviar to pigs. Granted, there were times when I would pander to the demands of light relief, but Shakespeare wrote for king and peasant, vagabond, and thief. A horse! A horse!
My kingdom for roast, Mr. Grimsdale. You should see your faces.
Shame on me. Shame on me. And shame on you to laugh at such blasphemy of immortal words and rhyme that echo through the auditoriums of time. You've drained the lifeblood from me. I'm left a whiter shade of stale. I suppose next you'll expect me to impersonate Rick Mail.
Get the boring old Shakespearean theatre shows.
Is that such a good actor?
Really?
Isn't everybody? To be? Or not to be?
That is a question.
Whether it is noble in the mind to suffer the slings and others
of outrageous fortune,
or Neil's lentil and chickpea stew.
Hey, come on, Rick, it's not that bad. Hey.
These wretched TV images, like Banquo's ghost, appear to haunt my each and every word and action held.
So dear, so dear, 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 so dear. And what have the BBC given us? Have they given us Shakespeare? No, all right, then they've given us Shakespeare.
And there's more. Come here. Is that door shut at the back? Come here.
God! What am I doing? Shut up! You bloody stupid people. Stools you are, festering in the bowels of incompetence. Oh, yes. How Macbeth was right. Out, out, brief candle. Life is but a walking shadow. A poor player that struts and frets his out upon the stage, and then is heard no more.
It's decidedly average to be here tonight. Did you know there's more than 12 different ways of scratching your bum? As I was telling Lord Snowdon the other night, at a charity ball for destitute Sloane Rangers. Do you know some of these poor devils are down to the last BMW? So I turns to Lord Snowdon. I says, see you, Snosy. You're eating beluga caviar there. So you should be drinking a 76 Chablis, not Mouton Rothschild 45. He says, Come on, Bill. How am I supposed to know that? I haven't had your experience of 12 years on the Clyde dockyards. So I was just about to drown the sarcastic bastard in the punch bowl when the photographer started flashing. No photos, please. No photos. I do not want my photo taken. No photos, please. No photos. No. And then my attention was drawn to a wee, strange-looking four-eyed guy from Lancashire. He was kind of hairy like me, but sort of different, like, you know. He had no wee pointed beard like this, so that's got to go. He had wee sideburns like these, and a wee pair of round glasses on. Wee strange round glasses. But he had no long hair like this, so that's got to go. And sort of a wee stumpy neck, that's all right. I hope it's Mrs. Orange, kid.
Oh, my granny's in the coal shed, shoveling little slack. Grandad's waiting for his racing pigeons coming back. And our kid's in the kitchen, cooking carriole stew. And I'm in a bloody great mansion house with bugger all to do. Right up, you buggers!
Wow. I hope this little night out at the theatre is cheering you up quite a bit. Because there's so much depression knocking about. There is. I've seen people aimlessly wandering around Oldham town centre, loaded down with shopping bags. Why do I live in Oldham? Oh, God, no. I'm not frightened of dying. Dying's the only thing I've got left to look forward to in Oldham. But it's not just Oldham, is it? It's Chariton as well, isn't it, eh? And just about every other town in the country, and I've figured out what's causing this depression. It's the constant threat of nuclear war that's permanently hanging over us all the time like a big black cloud. Yeah. I mean, we've seen the film The Day After on Threads about nuclear war and all that stuff. Well, I've figured it out. As soon as we get the 4-minute warning, I'm going to completely ignore the government's stupid advice of going under the stairs with a cat and some sandbags and a tin of beans. Get it over with quick. No lingering death for this lad. 4-minute warning, I'm going to strip off. Up the drain pipe. No underpants. Up on the roof, find the highest point, the chimney pot. Get on the chimney pot. Right. Now, I live in Preston, so I'll face Warrington. I reckon the Soviets will go for Warrington. New development area. I mean, they're not going to bomb Liverpool. There's bugger all left there to bomb. And not only that, they're going to destroy the greatest ally. So it's Warrington, face Warrington, get the full benefit of the blast. Knowing my luck, it'll be a false alarm. I'll still be there the day after, with a big crowd gathering round in the street below. It's that Phil Coyle. And that does impressions on telly. Come down, you pillock. Worst impression of a weathercock I've ever seen. Come down. But who's going to save us? Who's going to save us from total destruction? What about Ronnie Reagan? Will he save us? I'm not too sure about good old Ron, you know. I don't know about you people, but to me, he always seems to adopt that search me look. Search me. I'm Bogart if I know. People of America, it goes without saying. It just does, that's all. People of America, by the year Grecian 2000, by the year 2000, well, I'll be 98 years old. Well, I just hope I'm still in office. After all, I'm only a mere boy, only recently celebrating my 74th birthday. 74 today, 74 today. Got the jewel key of the war, never turned on a war before. He's never gonna save us, is he? No. And scientists reckon the northern hemisphere is going to get it first. Well, if that's true, there might be a mass exodus to the southern hemisphere, tucked safely down under. And the continent most people probably choose is Australia, really down under. If any of you go down under, you might wish you'd have stopped up over and got blown to bits. It's a strange continent, Australia. What a weird place. I met my wife in Melbourne. I said, what the bloody hell are you doing here? It's a well-known fact that the Australian guys are second to none in the world when it comes to subtlety. In foreplay. He sort of goes, right, brace yourself, Sheila. This is going to be the best 7 seconds of your life. What about the Pope? Will he save us? I don't know what you think about this Pope. I think he's the nicest Pope we've ever had. He's a cuddly Pope. And not only is he cuddly, he's squidgy as well. He's got that little squidgy face. He's one of those popes that you can fancy going up to in the street and wobbling his cheeks where he goes, God bless you, my child. Oh. Did he pass through Oldham at all when he came over on his last trip? No? If he had done, it would have been quick, eh?
Get that mobile out of here, quick! Go even faster through Chadderton.
No, his visit was a great success, but I'm sure that he must have been very, very anxious to get back to Rome, because rumour had it at that particular time that he just commissioned someone to redecorate the ceiling of the Sistine Chapel. Now, because the Catholic Church has got a lot of money, they spent it wisely, and they got themselves the best guy in the entire country to do the job. An absolutely brilliant artist.
Hi. About 250 feet to be exact. And there I was, splodunge. Get rid of this Michelangelo crap. This little cherub's got to go. Use a bit of black, splodunge. Spy for West Billabong has about a coolie bar, big fat koala virtue and eucalyptus leaves. Never made a good film, plumbers in the tucker back, tougher than the Burbican. Oh, give Boney to a dingo. Swap a Sheila for a jumbuck and boomerang your platypus. Skippers up there. Dum 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 dum. When who should walk in the chapel but the great man himself? And he's such a lovable little pointer. And he sort of looks up to the ceiling of the chapel to examine the work. And he shouts, Mr. Harris, how is the new masterpiece coming along? Hi, JP. Can you tell what it is yet?
Since that little mini TV series went out, I've had quite a few inquiries to do adverts and all kind of stuff. And I've had inquiries to do everything from Rountrees fruit pastels. To Humphrey Bogart advertising fragrant moisturised cleansing tissues.
Forgive me for saying so, miss, but have you just dropped a wet one?
One company wanted me to make an advert for British Telecom, and they wanted me to walk out of this rhododendron bush onto a moonlit lawn and kind of go.
E.T. phone home.
No, never got the part. But I tend to shy away from doing adverts because some of them go wrong in the making. I saw one that went drastically wrong. Showed a fella come on with a can in his hand.
My name's Marilet Newman. My name's Larry Newman. And this here's a bannock Barbican. And just over Christmas, Barbarian thought, to hell with it. We put alcohol in it, it's bloody great, man.
And then there are those certain adverts where you never see any guy's face, you just hear his voice. There's one that probably my favourite of all time. It's been going about 17 years now. I've never seen this guy's face, but I can't help but build up this mental picture of him just by listening to his voice.
Yes, this Sunday. Mr. Kipling is taking us all for a ride, as usual. Can you see these jam tarts on your screens? Well, they've been magnified 500 times. Yes, Mr. Kipling makes exceedingly small cakes. The miserable old bastard.
And talking about adverts, I can't wait for the day when Nanette Newman steps out of her back door onto the lawn and walks in between two rows of guardsmen standing to attention. And instead of pulling the old washing up liquid bottle out, she whips out a reusable condom. And she says, "With this one special protective, I can get through all the..." I got a phone call to go on the Wogan show, but I daren't go on. I'm frightened Terry might touch my knee and turn me into a Flora man.
I suppose you're all wondering who my first guest is going to be. Well, whoever it is, he's going to have to wait. Because old Tell-Lag's standing here a couple of minutes, wibble-wobbling his little head around. And going up and down on the old tippy toes. A quick shufty from side to side. And that little wry smile to the people at home. And we're ready. Well, who is my first guest going to be? Well, we were going to have Sir Bob Geldof, no less. But he was out taking a walk this morning, and he got knocked down by a speedboat. Well, who is my first guest? Well, the BBC know that I'm the only one that I'm genuinely interested in. So I'm going to interview myself. How are you, Tell? Fine, Terry. How's your good self? Interviewed any good guests lately? I wouldn't know.
I'll never let him talk long enough to find out.
And what about you, you old rascal? Where are you from?
Well, a lot of people think that I'm from Dublin.
But I'm not an Irishman at all. Go on, what are you then?
Well, in actual fact,
I'm a creature from outer space. From a distant planet, in the Alpha Centauri star system,
would you believe?
a bit like the old lizards.
In the science fiction V series. I don't think the people over here believe you, Terry.
Oh no, well, old Tell'll show 'em. Hang on, while I manifest
Into my true form.
shed the old skin.
Don't go away now.
Greetings, Earth creatures. It is time to reveal my true purpose here on Earth. I have been sent to interbreed with your human species to restock my dying planet. I have already copulated with many Earthlings without them knowing. You see, I make love to them by touching the knee. Do you find me repulsive? Or do you think I'm sexy? Do you think I'm sexy? Do you think I'm sexy? Yes. Rod Stewart is also one of us. So remember, we are everywhere.
About that,
Put the old willies up you for a minute there.